Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I spoke previously about the principles that I think are key to learning a handstand, which you can find in this video. But today I'm going to talk about specific details that you can track to stay motivated and keep making progress, even when it feels like you're not. The thing that you really want to make progress with is undoubtedly the freestanding handstand. So it makes sense that once you acquire it, you train it as frequently as possible. But what about the days where it doesn't want to happen, no matter how hard you try? We all have those days, and this is precisely why I've compiled a list of the 5 things that you can do when it happens. So the first and possibly the most important detail that you can focus on when learning to handstand is the kick up. How else do you get into a handstand? Quite simply, from my experience this year, the kick up should become your priority for your practice as soon as you both become comfortable on your hands and you're also happy bailing out of a handstand. There's nothing worse in knowing that you can comfortably spend 60 seconds or more on your hands, but getting there is simply down to chance. The conditioning for a handstand is very easy to work on, but the kick up requires a dedicated amount of practice over a long period of time, simply to ensure that you can kick up accurately whenever you need to. My recommendation here is to begin working on the kick up in every session, with the simple aim of coming to a balanced position for 2 to 3 seconds before stepping down. Give yourself a number of reps to complete, let's say 10, and aim to improve your kick-up success rate every month until you're at minimum 50%. The second detail that you can track aside from your freestanding practice is your alignment. This is an easy one, as it can be done using the wall and a number of drills to ensure that you consistently improve your alignment but also your awareness whilst inverted. This will translate directly to your handstand once you're kicking up and holding consistently. So there's really no need to consider alignment in the handstand until all of the necessary pieces are in place to be able to do so. Most helpful for me in doing this has been the aim of aligning all the joints of the body whilst using a mini tucked position with my back to the wall. Using bent knees initially, I spent a lot of time getting as stacked as possible so that this position becomes second nature when working other handstand drills. Next, a previous weakness of mine is flexibility. Having a good forward fold allows you to start the kick-up position with your hips higher, and it reduces the momentum of the legs. In doing so, it makes it easier to slow down the kick-up and catch more attempts. So if you don't already have a decent level of posterior chain flexibility, specifically in the hamstrings and the calves, then I recommend you get working on this right away. The aim should be to have a forward fold that allows you to place your palms flat on the ground while keeping the legs vertical. Of equal importance is your upper, back and shoulder flexibility in allowing you to raise your hands overhead. This is too complex to cover in this video, but simply aiming to push tall in your wall-facing handstand will be a really good place to start, and it will translate directly to your freestanding practice in the future. Next up is the obvious one, and this is tracking your hold times. This is the most common way to track your handstand progress, but unless your kick-up accuracy is really high, it will rely on luck. If you track this frequently, then you'll likely find that progress is really hard to spot, and you'll have hold times that range anywhere between 10 and 60 seconds. Instead, I recommend that you put as much focus on tracking your average hold time, as this is a better measure of consistency and will be directly affected by your ability to kick up accurately. As an example, a single 50-second hold as a PR might be a good time, but in my opinion, 3 consecutive 40-second holds are a lot better. Finally, I really like to make a strong case for including strength training in your handstand practice, especially early on. The simple aim here should be to work towards a handstand push-up. As you become more advanced, handstands become more about skill and efficiency as opposed to strength. But a certain amount is still required to be able to perform wall-facing handstands and wall walks, and also to have the confidence to know that you can do these. It's also really simple and allows for a plan that allows you to focus on progressive overload, gradually increasing the stress placed on the body by manipulating one or many of the training variables. This in itself will allow for continual progression, which is great for your own motivation. Learning to handstand is difficult enough as it is. Even with all of the willpower and motivation in the world, they will diminish. So anything you can do to retain just a little bit of each will pay off in the long run. If this was helpful, please do hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're yet to do so, and drop any questions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, happy training.